When I become rich and famous, oh, it's crazy. You know who I am 'cause I'll be the superstar.
Hello everyone, this is Future Me welcoming you back to my account. My name is Nena and I film about fashion, lifestyle and skincare. So today we have a sewing tutorial. I know it comes off a bit strange because trajectory of this channel is even confusing to me, but I filmed this video a couple of years ago, and in the spirit of posting whatever video you film, I'm here to post this video for you. So this is for my sewing girlies or guys that need tutorials on how to get things done. So this is a tutorial for a bustier corset top that I made with a Queen Anne neckline. I'll be inserting pictures of the top here, and I've tried to make this tutorial very simple for everyone, even beginners can follow. So let's get right into the video, and I hope you learn a thing or two as usual. Bye. So this is the material we're going to be using today. It's a beautiful damask fabric. I have 1 yard of it, and I also have 1 yard of the lining. I also have my sewable boning that I'll be using for the corset part of this top. So let's get right into the video. So we're going to be starting with a basic bodice pattern. If you do not know how to draft this, I have a video up on my page with the full tutorial on how to do this. So I'm going to start off with labeling the chest line, the bust point, the under bust and the waistline. I'm going to go ahead to impute the nipple to nipple measurement, which is 8 inches divided by 4 inches on each side. For most people, this can range between 3.5 to 4 inches. So after that, I'm going to go ahead to this shoulder line and get the middle point by folding the tape into 2. After marking that, I'm going to go ahead and join the lines of the dart and join them to the shoulder point like so. So I'll be going ahead to impute the darts, and on the left side I have taken 1.25 inches marked on both the under bust line and the waistline, and on the right side I have taken 0.75 inches, making a total of 2 inches to be later added to the full body measurements. So after joining the line, I'm going to go to the bust point and measure 1 inch downwards from the bust point and mark that. Now I'll be using the curved end of this ruler to join these 2 points, and I'll use my straight ruler to join the other points, and that will serve as our darts. Now I'll move to the chest line and mark 0.5 inch on one side and 1 inch on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead to join these 2 points with the curved end of my ruler and the other points with my straight ruler. So when joining this other end, ensure that you use the curved part of the ruler properly so that you don't end up making this mistake that I did. So I had to redraw that line just so that it curves properly, and I marked the other one to show that it's a mistake. I'm going to be extending the armhole line because it's going to serve as our new chest line. So I'll extend that to the middle point of this pattern and then draw a curve from this point down to the new chest line point in the middle, just like so. Now I'm going ahead to impute my bust measurement divided by 4, adding the allowance for the dart that we took in the middle, and that gives 9.5 inches. So I'm just going to mark that on the new chest line we got. I'm also going to go to the waist point to impute my waist measurement divided by 4. I also measured the dart in the middle and added it to the measurement I marked. After marking that, I'm going to go ahead and join with a straight line, and then I would trace out the measurements I have made just so that I'm sure of what I am cutting. I'm also going to be shading the parts that are going to be cut out. I'm going to go ahead to trim out all the measurements that we have taken, cutting out all the excesses, and then the yoke part of this is going to be used to draft the Queen Anne neckline of this top. And I'm cutting the curves of the dart carefully to ensure that it retains the shape of the bustier. After cutting that out, I'm going to go ahead to label the center front and the side front. I'm also going to draw arrows to indicate which parts will be joined to which part. And don't forget that this was cut on fold, so that center front would be in fold when cutting. So I'm going to be going ahead to cut this at the under bust line of both sides because we are trying to create a basque waistline. After cutting, I'm going to be deducting 1.5 inch from the length of these two panels because we're going to be adding that on the basque to be able to get a proper curve. So this is it after removing 1.5 inches from the length. I apologize, I lost a lot of clips after filming this video, that's why it's not shown on camera. So after cutting, I'm just going to use a tape to join these two together, and then I would place it over another cardboard and cut the basque waistline. So I will join these two together with a tape and then trim off the excesses of the cardboard. Then from the middle point, I would go down by 5.5 inches, and towards the side, I would take the 1.5 inches that was earlier cut out. Then I would extend this line using my straight ruler to join the 1.5 mark. And then I would use my curved ruler to join from the 5.5 mark that we earlier showed to this point of the 1.5 mark, just as shown in the video. Now I'm going to go ahead to cut carefully, paying attention to the curve on this. And then after doing that, I'm going to place side by side with the other parts we've already cut. And I'm going to label the center front and also mark the parts that are supposed to be cut on fold. Here we have the yoke of the top, and we're going to be using it to cut the Queen Anne neckline. So here I made a mistake. Instead of joining it to the shoulder line, I went ahead to join it to the middle line, but I corrected that in the next slide. So please pay attention so you do not make the same mistake I made. And that's one of the reasons it's good to draft patterns instead of cutting directly on the clothes. So I'm going ahead to lay out all the pieces that we've cut, and this would make up our front panel. Now we're starting with the back panel, so I'll go and draw this line from the shoulder point down to the chest line, and that's going to serve as the back panel. We're not leaving any zipper allowance because this is going to be a corset top, so we would even be subtracting. I'm going to be marking the dart point, which is 4 inches from the middle, and then drawing a straight line to join these points. I'll be marking 1 inch on both sides, and also extending that line up to the chest line so that we have a longer dart measurement. After joining the dart lines, I'm going to go ahead and shade off this part that will be cut off. Now to impute my bust measurements on the chest line, I'm going to be measuring the darts to be added to the bust measurement. So after measuring that, giving 0.5 inch, while I'm imputing my bust measurement divided by 4, I would add the 0.5 inch. And down to the waist measurement, I'm also going to be adding the 2 inches we took for that to my waist measurement and marking that. I'll go ahead and join that with a straight line. Now to be able to have that gap in the corset to enable it to snatch, we're going to be taking 1 inch away from the back measurement. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark that all the way down and join with a straight line. I'm also drawing it straight up to meet the neckline. So we're going to shade that off and then go ahead to cut out the pieces of the back. So pay attention to how I'm cutting to avoid mistakes. So after cutting, I went ahead to label the panels, the center back, the other part is the side back, the arrows pointing, and the back yoke. And with this, we have our back panel. And that brings us to the end of this video. In the next video, I'll be showing you how to place this pattern on your material and cut. Alright, see you in the next one.